The odds of an early Bitcoin investor buying the cryptocurrency when it was worth only a few cents years ago and keeping those holdings until today to become a billionaire or a millionaire are extremely low, according to certain traders. The notion that many traders could have held on to Bitcoin from its early days, which has been viewed by some people who posted about this many millions of times. And then the conclusion is that most people wouldn't have the conviction to hold the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency for so many years. For example, if I put $100 into Bitcoin in 2010, which is 15 years ago, I would have 2.8 billion with a B dollars now, 15 years later. The Bitcoin's brutal corrections over the past 15 years, only someone with extreme conviction could have held on to a Bitcoin investment while watching it rise from $1.7 million only to then fall to $170,000 when it had those crashes, and then to gain again to go back to $110 million. So only to see it crash again to 18 million. So as you know, Bitcoin it went all the way up, then all the way down, then all the way up again, then all the way down again, then all the way up again. So the reactions, of course, are huge. If you actually, I could believe that there are some anonymous people who, they still have Bitcoins from the early days, and they've sold some of them, and they still have plenty of them. We're speaking about anonymous people, okay, not about big corporation. But yeah, while many people claim they would be retired today if they had invested in Bitcoin early, there are lots of other people who say that the reality of the thing is that most people would not have had the discipline, which you need a military discipline, nerves of steel, to hold long term. So those who are known as having diamond hands. When you tell someone you have diamond hands, that's a crypto slang term for investors with strong risk tolerance who hold through high volatility. Holding Bitcoin long term is easier said than done. There are some entrepreneurs who echoed a similar sentiment. Everyone thinks they would have held Bitcoin from pennies to billions of dollars. Easier said than done. And then some of the commenters of people who comment in the cryptocurrency communities, they say that they recall spending what would now be thousands or even millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin on various purchases in the past, or losing access to old Bitcoin wallets just because they lost their passwords or they didn't care. The choice is to, if you have like diamond hands, you make these choices every hour of the day, every day, not to sell, just hold, right? Other users argued that many of today's Bitcoin billionaires were those who bought early and forgot about their holdings completely, only returning to their wallets once the asset of Bitcoin began gaining wider adoption. And then they remembered, I had a wallet, which I totally forgot about. And then you go inside the wallet, and what was like cents or just dollars in the beginning, it was then hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of dollars, right? It's just one of those things that how many people today, anonymous people, just common mortals like you and me, maybe they bought a certain number of Bitcoins, they've sold a certain number of Bitcoins, of course, during those 15 years, and today they still have maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe 15, maybe 20, maybe even 100, or maybe even just one, right? And they still keep it just as a source of future income, right? And that's it. See you in the next video.